So the Trump administration is giving tax breaks to the wealthy again. The administration is rapidly gutting a 2022 law that intended to ensure that a sliver of the country's most profitable corporations pay at least some federal income tax. This provision, called the Corporate Alternative Minimum Tax, sought to stop corporations like Microsoft, Amazon, and Johnson & Johnson from being able to report huge profits, yet extremely low tax liability to the federal government. It was projected to raise about $222 billion over the course of a decade. These wealthy companies just received roughly $4 trillion worth of tax cuts just in July when President Trump signed the Big Beautiful Bill into law. Those tax cuts are projected to add trillions of dollars to the federal deficit and also came with steep cuts to health care for the elderly and food stamps for the poorest Americans. Congress is supposed to determine tax law, but the Treasury undermines this constitutional principle when it asserts more authority over the structure of the tax code than Congress does. I'll be honest, it is getting really hard to keep supporting the Republican Party of today. I've always believed in conservative values, hard work, responsibility, and limited government, but when I see the administration handing out even more tax breaks to the wealthiest people and corporations in America, while our country sits on a massive deficit and millions of Americans are struggling just to get by, it feels like those values have been completely abandoned. Top earners keep getting deal after deal, loophole after loophole, and they just keep stacking their money higher. They're not reinvesting into the economy, they're not hiring more people, and they're not helping small businesses. They're hoarding the money, passing it down, and protecting their own power. Meanwhile, regular working people, the people who actually spend their money, who fuel the economy, get nothing but higher costs and fewer benefits. To me, that's not conservative. That's not America first. That's greed at the top and pain at the bottom. And if this is what today's Republican Party leadership stands for, then maybe it's time for people like me, lifelong conservatives, to start rethinking who's really fighting for the working class Americans. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you. God bless.